makes me want to reach out and grab one of those tools.
It's like my escape, I guess. And then I maybe sometimes overdo it a bit, but.
Hello, my name is Romana Kaspar-Kraft, and welcome to the Collector's Gallery of Art and our series, Let's Talk Art. Today we have a special guest, Alberta-based artist, Beth Pederson, and she is here with us today to talk about her work. Beth, welcome.
Thanks for having me today.
Our pleasure. We're delighted you were able to come down. So you have been painting for many years. You've been exhibiting for many years across Alberta.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about how you got started in the arts. What inspired you? Were there people instrumental in that? And where you went on to study and things like that?
Yeah. So as a child, I was always drawing and enjoyed doing that. And then as I went on further through school, I had some teachers who were more interested in art and teaching different techniques. And then high school, I had a great teacher who had done some training as well in university, and she ran a really great art program. And then I kind of decided I wanted to study art in college and university because of my high school training.
Yeah.
And yeah, so she was a really great person.
It's so important to have someone, a good teacher who really can inspire and lift a young person's mind and what they want to do. So that's really wonderful.
Yeah.
Your work has, you take mundane objects or objects that were mundane from a certain period in time. And today we look at them as iconic images as well. But tell me how you choose your subjects. What inspires you to paint them?
Sometimes ideas will come from like podcasts I've listened to, like the Pinto painting behind me. That was inspired by a podcast that I listened to. And then I found imagery online to kind of put the collage together to make that one. Other stuff is I'll go to museums and I'll see things like arrangements of like the tools behind you. And I just like the shadows and the rust, and I really wanted to challenge myself with painting that.
Tell me about mid-century summer. What inspired you? Was it a moment? Was it a memory?
So initially we were out camping with some friends, and they had these old kind of mid-century chairs that everyone's familiar with. They were ubiquitous in like the 70s and 80s. And I was looking at them and I saw this really beautiful shadow underneath. And I'm like, I have to take a photo and I have to make a painting of that someday. So I edited out the background because I didn't really like the background. And I wanted to kind of intensify the colors in the painting. So I made them more purple. And then the background took me a while to figure out because I wanted it to look realistic, not just some strange collage. So I was trying to find plants that kind of fit like the mid-century theme, and then like the blocks behind, the breezeway blocks that were common in the mid-century.
They're so
too.
iconic for for patios of the time and places in the desert, Palm Springs. I can think of one particular area. Tell me a bit about your process. How do you manage to create such realistic, what do you do, such realistic work that, every little detail, it's quite time consuming, just the folds, for example, in these lawn chairs, the folds, the little sags and things in the fabric, they're incredible.
I find like this way of painting, it's like a really slow way of painting for me, but I also find it therapeutic. So that's why I really like to get into details with things, because it just kind of, I know it's like my escape, I guess. And then I maybe sometimes overdo it a bit, but Yeah, I usually like I do work from like collages, like digital collages of photos that I put together, and then I'll end up projecting that. Like I have to find the canvas that's the right ratio too that'll work for the
Yeah.
image that I want to do, and then I start kind of working with like the darks, and then I get to the lighter colors. But I work with really fine brushes. Like it starts off quickly, but then it slows down, and I'm working with little tiny brushes. And
I know that when you work with things like that, like really going into the detail of things, time flies by.
yeah,
And I can see where you find it very therapeutic because, you know, when I get engrossed in a project or something that I do, it,
yeah,
you know, hours go by. And tell me about this piece.
yeah. So that one was from the museum just in Pincher Creek, actually. And it was like an old like workshop space, and it kind of reminded me of my dad's workshop at his farm. And yeah, I've always liked tools, and like I like seeing them hung up, and so I just kind of wanted to preserve that memory of like I think a lot of people have probably experienced that in the past, like their dad's tools hung up and organized, and
Yeah.
um, and then
Yeah.
yeah, just like the different textures, I was really drawn into like the old wood handles and the rust, and seeing some of the letters on some of the tools still too.
Yeah, no, it's incredible how you've captured. Makes me want to reach out and grab one of those tools with your shadowing, your attention to detail and things. It's incredible.
Yeah,
Um,
and I like to pick. I like to try to work with complementary colors too to make things pop more. So, and that's purposeful because they are usually considered mundane objects, even though they're kind of getting to be like antiques now. A lot of the
yeah,
stuff. It
absolutely.
just I think it helps to make people like stop and look at it longer and appreciate like the stuff we used to have, and the
And
the quality and the craftsmanship in them too.
I love the tension. You've
So
done an incredible job of that piece. I mean,
thanks.
especially the one little nail in there that's just poking a little bit out
Yeah.
that makes you want to go up to it and hammer it a little further. Was that on purpose a little like you? I want to just tap it in a little bit more.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't intentional, but I like those little details. I wanted to include them. So like that other people like see things and it makes them feel a certain way too. That's always nice when like those little surprises happen when you hear from people when they're kind of looking at it for a while.
So, yeah, are there any ideas or projects you want to work or are working on in the future?
Yeah, I've taken a little break the past few months, but there are certain things that I still would like to like kind of related to this work still. My dad gave me an old radio, and I'm actually more interested in how the inside of it looks. I'd like to do something with that, and then just everything's kind of not related with the stuff I want to paint right now. But I was also I did a painting last year of some plants from like a conservatory, and it was a little bit looser, but there's still lots of detail in it, and just working with color. Like I wanted to do something with more bright colors again, so I might do some more work like that, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe talk about the ideas of like the history of conservation of plants and that kind of thing. I'm kind of
Ah,
interested in
interesting. Yeah.
because like usually when you go to a big city, they always have like either a botanic garden or some sort of conservatory where you can see their plant collection, and I
Yeah.
just find that interesting. So
Thank you, Beth, for joining us here on our series, Let's Talk Art. We're delighted to have you here. Thank you to our audience for joining us during our talk. And if you're interested in listening to more of our chats, please subscribe below. You can also leave a comment and we will get back to you. Thank you and have a good day.